Hi all, and it's been way too long since last time I uploaded a video, and I can't remember what on earth we were doing. I wonder if that journal will help us. Arethi. I know we're doing House Halalu, so have you got any business for me? A ship wrecked off Azura's coast over a year ago, and I need someone to find the wreckage of the Prelude. The ship was trying to land at a secret dock and is likely to be hard to find. I believe they crashed on an island east of Bar Fel. Start there, head due east, and look around the island you pass. It should be within 2 or 3 islands of Bar Fel. The ship was carrying a Daedric Wakizashi when it sank. Bring the Wakizashi to me. You can keep anything else you find. Wonder if I can just give them my Wakizashi. To be fair, I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's been a little while. 2-3 weeks almost, I think. It's been a really tough couple of weeks. Busy with work, and just had no energy to do any of this stuff. So that is the reason behind my non-recording. But I've had a very productive Sunday morning, so I thought I'd get a record in whilst I could. Get some gameplay sorted. And I'm quite looking forward to play some Morrowind because it's been a while. I know last time I was sort of saying potentially this Let's Play might not have loads more to do in it. I'm losing my way. I can't believe I'm forgetting my way around this place. We've spent so much time here. Where is Bar Fel as well? I know there's a boat up here, so I wonder if it's one of those. No, I should have asked about it, shouldn't I? Right, I'll see you back there. So, where is Bar Fel? Oh, you have nothing to say. Prelude. Oh, I've just made her annoyed at me. No. I was hoping to get a bit more information, but apparently not. Apparently not today. So we'll have to go to my second source of information, Google. Found it. It's down here. Bar Fel. Nice and close. So let's have a little wander over and talk about how things have been going. Yeah, I have like several projects in the pipeline at the moment, and sort of not been able to make huge amounts of progress on a lot of them. I'm going the wrong way. Of course I am. But fingers crossed, we're starting to get there on them. It's just been like super busy at work, like the busiest I've seen it in a long time, which is very good because it means I have a job. But it is also just stressful, and meaning I'm not having all the time I want to dedicate to this. That being said, I have been playing some games in my own time, and some games that I hopefully want to do some coverage on here with. I think the main one that I've been thinking about doing a video of, and there should be one coming up this week, is going to be Hades. Hades is Supergiant's newest game, and as soon as it dropped into full release, I was like, I gotta play Supergiant's newest game. I love Supergiant. Transistor is probably one of my favourite games of all time, so they get a pass on everything. And they like remain like one of the most interesting companies because none of their games are quite alike. I'd say this is the most similar game to one of their old ones. It's pretty damn similar to Bastion in regards to the fighting, but like the actual meta layer is a roguelike, so it's completely different in that regard. I'm really enjoying it. Like, they managed to add so much characterization and story to something where that's not necessarily the expected or the norm. Like, roguelikes for me tend to have a lot of a bit of story and a bit of fluff to like justify why you're there, and then tend to be a lot of good mechanics and repeatable mechanics, especially because that's what they're designed to do, you know, run based and you progress. And it's something that it does in a game that I love in games in general, is any way that you can progress by failure. And I don't mean that you should be able to, well, maybe you should be able to complete the game by just completely dying every time, but it progresses. You know, the story actually moves forward every time you die in that game. You get a bit of a narrative hook from everyone every time you die. So I just saw him stood up there and it seemed like an unusual position. And I think that's smart because instead of death being this moment of like, ah, God, it's okay, we start again, you know, oh, it's failure. You get like a bit of downtime and a bit of reward, and it fits into sort of that ebb and flow of a good game of like, okay, I've done the stressful thing and I failed, but now I get to walk around and go and get some story and level up some things and then move forward. And because their writing is so good, it can carry that sort of weight of those quiet moments and make them not only enjoyable, but you know, something that you look forward to, essentially. I do want to equip my fireball here. It's medium, I believe. It's coming back to me. It's coming back. So yeah, I think it seems like a really interesting game and something I'm looking forward to playing some more of for sure. Am I walking now? I want to rest. Get my magicka back up. Okay, we're in a weird spot. So yeah, going to play some more of that and do a video on that sort of subject that I just covered there. I think one of the most interesting things is, and it's one of the reasons I like Tarkov a lot, is Tarkov feels like actually it does a lot in the realm of you can move forward by dying. Not necessarily move forward, but it's not east, so it's going to be this way. It's not... I think I'm not saying it right. Because you don't progress by dying, but you do... You learn, you know, you gain something, you learn, okay, I've been shot from that spot, or... to be fair, you do level up some skills, and I don't feel like a death in that game to me doesn't feel like... It feels like something to step back from and gain something from. Mechanically, actually, I don't think it necessarily suits that so much. It's more like... It's actually, that's the weird thing, I think. I'm probably equating it more to be like a roguelike than it is, because when you die, you know, you die and you lose everything on you. And yeah, you have like this storage that you can keep going back to, but you do get like the downtime of that, and then, you know, sort of learning from your mistakes. That's what I'm really trying to say. You learn from your mistakes in the game. So perhaps less so than I thought. The other big roguelike that I've picked up literally just this morning, I've only played half hour of, but I've ended up watching quite a few videos on people playing Spelunky. So I picked that up. I ended up buying it, even though I told myself like 2 nights ago when it came out, or 3 nights ago, no, I won't play Spelunky, I've got too much on my plate. Well, it turns out I don't have too much on my plate, and I've been playing some Spelunky. I just think I've been watching, I think it's Bear Taffy, and I watched him ages ago on Spelunky 1 and found his videos entertaining and relaxing and a good sort of downtime video. And so, like, I'm fairly familiar with that game, but not with playing it, and whenever I've played it, I think because I watched someone who was really competent at the game, I sort of expected to be competent myself, which is just not that case. But actually, because he's been playing some Spelunky too, I've had the ability to watch the process of what learning that game is like. So instead of like going into the deep end and seeing someone do like these crazy runs where they're achieving all sorts of aims that just were never feasible for myself, I'm seeing someone die and die and die and maybe get to 1-4 and then die and die and progress a bit more and die. And so like actually seeing that's the route to progression instead of having the expectation of being instantly good has given that game a lot more in the way of legs for me. I believe this is our shipwreck. Prelude. A prelude to what? Crashing. Cloth sack, I will have your gold. There's nothing in the... What? Oh, what? Where did I come in? I didn't come through a locked door. Weird. Someone locked the door behind me. Let's open it. I'm sure Apprentice will get us through this. That feels like that's a glitch or something weird happening. Oh, hello. Should have expected that. I want my bow equipped again because I've leveled up my short blade fully, so I may as well switch it to skills that I'm not as competent in, so we get some progression going. Let's find this sword that we need. Skooma. Now, moon sugar. Weird. I would have expected to see it by now, unless we can go deeper into the ship. But I think all ships have this model, don't they? I tell you what, I've been having an urge to play Divinity Original Sin, which I haven't got the time to play that game again. And just being on this ship just reminds me of the entrance to it. But that game was excellent. I think it's on Switch as well, which would be a perfect Switch game for me. He says haven't picked up more games. I'm also playing Blasphemous, which I didn't realise is an older game actually. Came out last year. And it's a 2D. It says Dark Souls-like, but I think that's not the best analogy for me. I think it's closer to a Castlevania, which is already a prelude to Dark Souls anyway. I'm confused. I'm going to look up where this thing is. Ah, there's a lower level. I found where we need to be going. Oh, and a ghost. Yeah, Blasphemous is something I picked up whilst being very busy from work and just wanted a downtime game. So I'm not going to be doing any sort of coverage on the channel for it. Though I kind of wish I could, but I don't think I've... It's weird, I haven't engaged that part of my brain. I've just sort of been switching off. But as I say, it's definitely got... Pardon me. It's definitely got a foot in the Castlevania, and it's just a very well executed 2D game, in all honesty. Would be how I'd like describe it. That it definitely has a foot in, like, sort of you're more locked into your attacks and choices, and you're having to like be considerate with your attacks because you're locked in once you do it, and you have to be considerate of positioning and things like that. And I'm trying to describe like how it might be vaguely Dark Soulsian, even though I don't necessarily think it's super in that realm. But yeah, it's just very well executed 2D. It's gorgeous, and the theming of it is absolutely brilliant. It's oh god, it's pretty in here. It's made by a Spanish developer, and so it uses very specifically Spanish Catholicism as a sort of a mystical wrapping for it, and none of it is explicitly Catholic, but it uses that as a framing sort of an aesthetic framing for it all. So it has the feel of it, but it's not actually, you know, there's no Jesus figure or anything like that, and it's just really good. It just does it really, really well. Yeah, I haven't really got much more to say. I will get to the end of it, but it has such good vibes. Well, it's not good vibes, interesting vibes. No, I don't want to go to the Azura Coast. You're the wrong person, aren't you? You're the person that takes me to the distant priests. See, I remember things from months ago. Oh yeah, Crusader Kings 3. That's the other game I've played a bit of. I'm going to do something with that on the channel, I think. Like one of my, not pastimes, how would you describe it? Something I find of interest is history. I really, really enjoy history. I listen to far too many historical podcasts, which I would really recommend to people if you have a vague interest of history. So, like, historical games are of interest to me. And Crusader Kings 3 is a game that you play as someone from history, and you have to rule your family and your dynasty and try and, do what's best for them, which often includes murdering and killing and, breeding a specific bloodline, which is, a lot of historical games get into weird eugenics after a while. And The Sims as well, weirdly. That being said, it is when you pick a character when you start playing, the game gives you some suggestions, and a lot of these are historical people. So I'm thinking of doing a series of the history of the individual starting characters and playing a bit with them and doing that. It's just a game I think there's got a lot of depth into the background of it, and we're in the wrong place. Is it even in the Halalu compound? I can tell from here. Yeah, Rethi's house. I haven't got much to say about what's going on in the game this second. But let's go and see Arethi. Hello. Prelude. Give her the sword. Here's the drakes. And then business. These have broken into a shop here in Vivek 3 nights in a row. I need someone to defend Raylan Tilver's shop. As I said, thieves have broken into his shop 3 nights in a row. I suspect they will try again tonight. His shop is in the plaza of the foreign quarter here in Vivek. Go there and kill any thieves that arrive. This seems like a nice and easy quest, considering we're way over leveled for things as well. Where we got to go? Okay. Yeah, I'm not managed to get like super deep into Crusader Kings. It's a game that takes like a lot of my capacity to play, so I'm not always in the mood to be playing it. But when I've been tired from work. But I have played. I've done Newbie Island, and my newest game has been Wales. I played about 10 hours, and it seems like it's got a lot to it. If you have an interest in Paradox games, I'd recommend it. They constantly seem to be making interesting games. Even Emperata, which was badly reviewed at the time, I quite enjoyed. Played 20 odd hours or so of, and might jump back in at some point. The biggest problem I find with Paradox games, personally, is if I haven't played them in a while, I find them really hard to get back into. I need like a list of like, right, these are the things you need to be doing now you're coming back to the game. I tried to play some EU4 recently with some friends, and I was just like, oh god, I can't relearn this game. And that is a game I've put over 100 hours in. Raylan Tilver. So, have we got it on this map? I wonder if it's in the top works and not in the waste. Let's go have a look. It's nice to be playing some games again on the channel though. It's been a minute. As I say, I'm quite looking, because I want to do a written video for the Hades one, so I'm going to be spending a couple of hours on that today and hopefully have it out at some point. We can look on here, can't we? Raylan Tilver, that's the one. Yeah. So I assume we just have to sit in here and wait till night. Oh right. What a weird way for this quest to operate. You wouldn't see a quest built like that these days. Spark blade, not worth anything. But I will have my arrows back, please, sir. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. You killed the thief. Good work. I wish I could afford a god like you to stay here all the time. Arethi has my fee. Cool. Nice and simple. I'm doing bits and bobs of work. So that artifact went into beta. Got invited to it. Opened it up to play it, and I was just like, I haven't got time for this. But I really enjoyed Artifact. I know it had a horrible release and loads of people didn't like it, but sort of that playing across 3 boards and trying to maintain sort of knowledge across all 3 areas is actually super fun. But again, that's one that takes up all the brain space. It was a bit sad that you didn't get more professional play, because I think there was probably a lot there for a professional scene. Didn't want to go to Arena. It's a waste of gold. I did download Magic the Gathering Arena as well, and played a tiny bit of that. I've been like in that one of those moods where you're flitting from bit to bit, you know, which is fine. Just means I'm not like settled in and like stuck at something for a huge chunk of time. Apart from Blasphemous, that's the one I've definitely played the most. But as I say, that's my relaxation game. I don't think it's super long. Nothing gets me more excited about a game these days than finding out it's not super long.
I don't know.
Where are you? Hello. Raylan Tilver. Thank you. Thanks for the Drakes. So we've done Crassius. We've done Arethi. I wonder who's next. Let me have a quick nose so we can go say hi to them. So I've come back to the Curio Manor just because he said so. Business. Duke Vadrum Drennan Ebonheart. Have you got anything else to say about him? Doesn't look like it. Let's go to Ebonheart. Seems like a plan. May as well have a wander there, ramble on through the last few minutes of the video and move on to doing a bit of writing. I've got to cook lunch first. I haven't wrote anything in 3 months, I don't think. I think every video I've done is non-scripted in about 3 months, which is not the best. I was hoping to sort of hone that skill a little bit, so I might have got a little rusty in that time. But who cares? It's all a learning process, and like the nice thing that I've had a lot of time to do recently is like a lot of downtime to watch some YouTube, and it's given me some ideas of like I've seen a lot more in people's styles and been like, oh, that's really cool actually. I wonder if I can do a bit with that or do a bit with that. At the end of the day, it's not like I don't want to copy, and I don't think I could, but I could see what's like possible. Thing is, like a lot of it's on the editing side, and that's the side I'm really like I don't have much skill in it and have a lot more to learn, to be honest.
3 blessings, Sarah.
Right. So I want to go to the foreign quarter because that's where the boat is outside of. And that will get me the quickest to Ebonheart. There we go. But yeah. It's going to be a nice old day. I do want to play a bit more Spelunky. It seems it absolutely kicked my butt this morning. But like as I said earlier, like seeing someone else's videos and seeing the process of how you learn it, and it is just a lot of dying and doing a bit better and that sort of thing. I'm starting to apply the Dark Souls mentality to it a little more than perhaps I did previously. You know, instead of being like, oh, I've played a platformer before, I don't need to learn this stuff. I'm like, okay, let's take it slow and learn stuff. Just doing a little bit of reading ahead to see who I'm gonna have to speak to. I think it's the person we spoke to previously regarding getting my stronghold constructed. So I think they were across the bridge up here, if I remember rightly. Up here. It's in that building over there. Yeah, this is the bridge up here. Now, I've had the urge to play so many games recently. I played like 20 minutes of Dark Souls 2 for some reason the other day. I was just like, oh, I want to play some Dark Souls 2. Got to, oh, what's the first place called? Where the first bonfire is. I can't remember, but it's so beautiful and it's so nice. And I got to there and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to chill here for a second and then I'm good, and haven't played it since. I know I haven't got the time, is the problem. Really can't remember where this person is. I doubt it's in the Imperial Chapel. Are they upstairs? Or is this just going to be one that leads to a dead end again? Oh god. Grand Council Chambers. That feels promising, right? I'm well and truly lost. There's something about the way that they've constructed like some of these areas. I think it's because they're quite claustrophobic in a lot of instances. They're quite narrow. It's sometimes hard to find your way around. Business. In order for House Halalu and the most virtuous aspects of Empire to survive, we must find a way to control the Ordinators. Beryl Sala, the leader of the Ordinators, is a fanatic. The Archcanon Tola Sarioni, on the other hand, seems to be a decent and reasonable man. I need you to convince Archcanon Sarioni to put a stop to the worst of the Ordinator's zeal. Sarioni might be found at the High Bane in Vivek. Here is a key to his quarters. Do you have anything else to say on the subject, or is that us? That is us. Cool. I want to try and find... Okay, so it's this room. And there's some ladders by the bush table. Then we can go to Ebonheart. There we go. Right, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to try and get back to Monday, Friday schedule, but as the last 3 weeks have shown me, that's not been possible. But there's a good chance that things are going to not slow down, but I'm going to have more energy soon. So there's a good chance that we can get back to a semi-regular schedule these things and get back up. But if not, I apologise, and it will have to happen at some point in the future. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. Right, that's going to be it. My name's been Billy. Thank you for watching. Do all the usual stuff down below if you want to. I appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.